there, everybody. Kendall here. So I'm off to a sushi date with a very dear old friend of mine today, and while I'm driving there, I thought this is the perfect opportunity to take and just touch in on some of the stuff that I keep hearing from men, but also from women. And you know, this is just one of those things where, like, the title of my, it's actually hitting at an absolutely wonderful time because I feel extremely moody today. So I'm like, this is so accurate of us women that we are fickle, we're moody, we're hard to understand. But a real man understands. A real man gets it. A real man can hold himself enough that he can breathe through the ebbs and the flows of our female moodiness and hormones and not knowing what we want, or really having directional sense sometimes. And you know, I hear a lot of men, they come to me and they say, she just can't make her mind up. She never knows what she wants. I can't get a real answer from her. She never initiates. You know, all this different stuff. And ladies, we can get a lot better on stating what we want, getting right with our desires, taking the guilt, the shame away, you know, that good girl complex that so many of us women have, that tells us to not ask for what we want, that tells us that it's not okay, that we just need to be the nurturers, the givers to everybody else and not take care of self. We do need to take care of self first, and that starts with knowing our boundaries, knowing what's going on, and being comfortable in saying, hey, yeah, I'm good with this is what I need, this is what I want, right down to, like, you know, picking what restaurant maybe you're going to for dinner or something, or saying something about, like, I really would like to go here, or I really would like this, or I really need some alone time, or, you know, I'm just not in a good space right now, stating the reality, the truth. But guys, this video is kind of a little bit maybe more for men, but not really at the same time. I'm never totally focused on either side. But when I hear a man come to me and say, she never initiates, she doesn't know what she wants, she doesn't make clear, concise decisions, the reason for it is because we're women. We are women. And if you've got a woman that is making clear, concise decisions all the time and is actively initiating everything all the time, then what you have is you basically have a lot of masculine energy stuck in a woman's body. So you might have the pretty packaging, but internally you're dealing with another man. And our world today has really created a lot of women that do function like that, but we end up appearing fickle or even extra moody or bitchy because we're still women at our cores. We're still women. And guess what? Women, we just have a little bit more hormonal imbalance shit going on. You know, we have those things called periods, cycles, all that kind of stuff, where our energy, our moods and everything are consistently changing. I tell men all the time, if she actually understood what was going on in her own head, it would make it a hell of a lot easier for her to you know, communicate what's going on. But a lot of the times as women, we have to play it moment by moment. It is kind of one of those things, like, you know, you can wake up in a great mood and you can be pumped up and just, yeah, take on the world, and then by lunchtime you want to blow the whole world up. Interestingly enough, I was watching a movie last night. I can't believe I did this. My freaking daughter, I woke up so upset with her. I don't know if I liked this movie or if I hated this movie. It left me with that feeling. If you've ever had that happen during a movie before, it really was just that feeling of like, what the heck just happened? So the movie is Mother, and if any of you have watched it, you know what I'm talking about. This movie it's got a killer cast. Like, it just totally has an amazing cast. And the whole storyline, and I'm, you know, spoiler alert, but the movie's not brand new out, so oh well, spoilers. The movie is basically about Mother Nature and God, and we have Adam and Eve in it, and we have Cain and Abel in it, and we have Lucifer, and we have, you know, all of creation. And This takes place, though, in modern times. So it's basically God and Mother Nature are married, and it's this whole story depiction. It's about Mother Nature, and there's this house that they're restoring, and it's his childhood house, and they're restoring it, and she goes up and she puts her hands on the walls, and she can feel the whole heart of the house. Well, the heart of the house is obviously the heart of Mother Nature, the heart of life itself, the heart of humanity and all of creation. And you just see it kind of just dying out, and it goes through, Armageddon and everything. It's a very interesting movie. A little slow paced on a lot of it. But the thing is that in there, it really truly depicts between Eve's character, which is Michelle Pfeiffer, and Mother Nature herself, which is Jennifer from the Hunger Games. It gives a great depiction of female moodiness, female hormones, and just the ebb and the flow of the feminine, and the masculine trying to, wanting to protect and wanting to do this and desiring the feminine, but not knowing how to really deal with it, and all the stuff that can come from the feminine mood swings. So I actually encourage you to watch it if you can sit through 2 hours. Don't do it at midnight like I did, because I was up till 2 a.m. watching this movie, just sitting there with my mouth kind of open going, what is going on? And I knew what it was about on the front side from what my daughter had told me, but she did not describe it to me nearly as well as what I thought. It's just different. It's a different kind of movie. But it was a great depiction of the feminine, and us women, when we are really in our female flow, and I'm not talking period flow, I am talking energy, like that feminine energy that, that just turns on the world. It's igniting, it's glowy. We are just, radiant and beautiful in that energy. It's when we are really tapped into our soul, into our heart. And the heart of us is fully ignited, fully turned on, alive, full of zest for life and enjoyment and love. That gives us like this beautiful depiction of like, we're really like, that's those moments that, yeah, we might be flighty. We still may not be able to make up our mind as to what we want to eat for dinner, but we're also a little bit more likely to tell you, no, I'm really craving this. And, this sounds really good. We're also going to be more ignited in the bedroom. We're going to be more ignited in our work, more creative, more, really just fluid and flowy, and just getting a whole bunch of stuff done. And we'll typically in that moment, we also have just this drop of masculine energy in there that allows us to have enough guidance and to that creation work that we can really get a lot done. A woman in her masculine, is dominant, aggressive, very focused, you might think of her as confident, but she's not necessarily confident, would lean more on cockiness, more power hungry and everything. And typically what you're going to see is men who are attracted to that dominant nature of a woman, the woman in her masculine, are men who typically are very strong in feminine energy. Now, I'm not telling you that they're being I don't want to use any negative terms here, but it's just being little girls about it, or overly emotional. But men who are typically more soft-hearted, more very don't have a good balance between masculine and feminine energy, but are just leaning more into the feminine energy themselves, will be attracted more to that masculine woman. Where guys who are stronger in the masculine energy, or have a good balance between masculine and feminine energy, they will be able to attract more of that. They'll be attracted to and call in more of the feminine natured woman. Either side of it, what you're going to end up having is a woman in her feminine, strong feminine, and that has done the healing work and the connective work and is listening to soul more. That woman is going to be more balanced in her hormones, in her mood, in her energy overall. She's just going to be more fluid and soft and connective in her energy, but at the same time strong and able to hold her own, not needy or possessive, okay? And a woman that is in her masculine is going to be more dictatorship, more controlling, more judgmental, more likely to be very critical on things, be just more of a man, more of that to, go-getter, dog-eat-dog world personality. So reason why I'm really putting this out there is because if you're wondering, if you're a guy out there that's wondering, why do I always I get attracted to this outside perspective of this woman, but then once I get to know her, man, she flips shit on me, and she's moody as heck, and she's controlling, and she's judgmental, and she's this and she's that. Check your own energy, because you could be a guy that's just leaning more in on your feminine energy and hasn't gotten very comfortable with your own divine masculine, of which I would say do some divine masculine work and get really good with your divine masculine and let that come out so that you can attract a softer vibing woman that is more comfortable in her own feminine energy than a woman that is comfortable in the masculine. Because if you're wanting to be a man that is assertive, that is strong, that maybe is more of the protector, provider persona that a lot of men want to strive for, then you're attracting masculine mindset. Looking for a car here. If you attract more masculine mindset women, then it's going to constantly cause you to have more negativity, more fighting, just more everything that you probably don't want in a relationship. You need to have the polarity of masculine and feminine to make anything work. And if you got two masculines coming together, it doesn't matter what the sex is. If you have two masculines coming together, you're going to have more of this going on. And if you have two feminine natures coming together, you're going to have more codependency and neediness and just emotional upheaval and all this different kind of stuff. And you're not going to really have the respect that you're wanting from your partner. And a lot of guys come to me and say, I don't feel respected, I don't feel desired, I don't feel this, I don't feel that. And what's going on is that either the woman is in her masculine and the man has seeped too far into his feminine, or you've got two feminines coming at each other and they're just not jiving, or you have two strong masculines coming together and it's just not jiving. And what you're really wanting to do is you're wanting to have this nice balance. So if you are a man that is riding in his feminine energy and that's just your divine masculine is a little bit more feminine, which is totally cool. There's a lot of great guys that have that. There's no right or wrong on masculine, feminine here as far as like what goes with your sex. But if you are a man that is more in your feminine energy, then realize that you're going to draw in, more than likely you're going to be attracted to and draw in a woman that is more in her masculine energy, which means that it is more of your role to go, oh wow, look at how smart she is, look at how strong she is, look at how powerful she is, look at how this, these more masculine terms, okay? And when you've got that feminine energy coming at you, then what you would be looking at is, oh wow, look at how nurturing she is, look at how caring, how beautiful her heart is, how, like she's just so safe, so comfortable, so like all this stuff. And the female is going to be more looking at the masculine energy with like, I can respect him, I feel safe with him, he feels like my home to me. See, get that? Is that home feeling. You're never gonna feel at home really with two masculines doing this or two feminines getting all like that. And there's not a whole lot of safety or respect going on in either one of those situations. Either one is going to cause a lot of turmoil. You've got to have some sort of harmonic balance between the masculine and the feminine, no matter which sex is sporting it. It doesn't much matter. And in long-term relationships, you're going to see that it's going to ebb and flow. Sometimes the woman is going to be stronger in the masculine and the man's going to be stronger in the feminine. But as long as you get that polarity right and you can just tap in, and this is a presence level thing, it's tapping into the presence of it and really focusing in and saying, where am I at energetically right now? Oh, that's why they're acting like that, because they're offsetting two sides to one coin. That's what you have to look at in any relationship. You are operating with two sides of a coin. What side are you on? The coin is never going to be that well balanced if you have the same energy on both sides. So pay attention to that. And I am here at my sushi date, so I'm going to go inside, meet a man eat some sashimi, drink something, and have some laughs and some good talks with an old friend. So I love you guys. As always, start living, stop existing. I did that backwards, didn't I? Stop existing, start living. I am in my feminine energy today. Moody and feminine and in the flow of creation and so much energy. Yes. And yeah, and you know, I've had a lot of guys message me recently and say, how can I get you to be my coach? Message me. I'll send you a consult application. We can talk about stuff. Best way to, if you're interested in doing any coaching with me, if you want to learn how, you know, what to do to attract the woman that you want, how to call in that divine feminine that you want to learn a little bit more about the ins and outs of female emotions, mind, sex, physical stuff, what makes us tick, all that good stuff, multiple sides of it. How can you attract that woman, that ideal woman? Maybe you as a man don't even know what kind of woman you want to attract. Well, there's a lot of work that can be done there. How do you tap into that divine masculine and really call in different types? How do you heal some of the trauma and the blockages and that you might have around women? All of that is stuff that I work with consistently with men, and guess what? It impacts all of your life. So message me for details on my men's coaching programs that I have available. You can find me at www.kendallwilliams.com, and yeah, go have a beautiful day, because today's actually turning out to be a beautiful day. Love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow with another Conscious Coffee.